Okay, this is the last challenge that we have here. We're going to talk about how you can use formulas to do pre-filled forms. Going back to challenge three, we talked about the idea of getting multiple forms onto a sheet. And what I had done then as part of that lesson was created form responses. I think it was like two or something like that, form two. So what I did then is I went to the form itself by going to tools and manage form and edit it. Okay. And I have things like ID number, last name, first name, and class period of students. And then I have a reflection question. So something that's really, really cool with Google Forms, if you're not familiar with it, is you can click and create a pre-filled link. What that means is you can actually put in answers and then people just need to fill in the rest of it. This is really good if you have, like, say, for instance, you're getting reports back about grades or something like that from teachers for feedback, maybe students doing it as well. You fill in what you want to fill in so that way it doesn't get, typoed or anything like that. And then you just click on get a link and then you copy the link. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back now to my sheet and I'm going to go back to challenge 9 and I'm just going to paste in this link as a placeholder. So I don't care where I put it. I'm just putting it in here. And as you see, it is a big, ugly looking thing. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it just so it's out of the way. And now what I want to do is I'm going to revisit challenge 6 where we had queries. Okay. What I really liked was bringing in, I want to bring in the ID, the formatted name, and the class period of the students. So what I'm going to do is just copy this entire formula. Okay. And I'm going to go over to challenge 9. I'm going to paste it in. Now this is a little bit too much information. I don't need to have the last two items, okay, which was R and B. And I'm going to want to alphabetize it, so I'm going to filter it by G ascending. So I'll say where G is not null, by G ascending. Now I have a roster of students, where it's their ID, the formatted last, formatted first, and the class period. What I can do now is I can actually go ahead, I'm going to say form link. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a new formula called equals hyperlink, open parenthesis, quotes. I'm going to take this big, ugly looking formula here. Okay. Comma, link, quote, close my parenthesis. Okay. Let's see here. Why is that doing that? I don't know. Let's get rid of that one. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Let's try it again. There we go. Now I got link. Okay. So I have the hyperlink and then link. So when I click on this, it'll be the pre-filled form where I see ID, last, first, and a class period. What I'm going to do now is a little bit of trickery. I'm going to dig into this formula. And you notice where it says like last and first and two, where I'd put in that information. I'm going to actually reference it to a cell. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do quote ampersand D2 ampersand quote. And then I'm going to just copy this mess because that's a lot to do. I'm going to find the last name. I'm going to paste that in. And I'm going to choose to make it C2, which was my last name column. And I'm going to overwrite where it said first. And I'm going to make this D2. And then where it says equals 2, I'm going to make this E2. When I do that now, I still get a link, but when I click on it, I would hope to see that Maximilian's ID number and period is put in. And it is. Okay, so what's cool about this now is I can take this and I have 100 students. I can drag it down to all of them. And if I want to choose, I may want to see Alexander Farrell, period 5. If I click on his pre-filled link, it's all ready to go. And I just need to fill in the last blank. So I could email Alexander this directly. Maybe I have a list of students who I need to get feedback from for other classes. I could do this and then send this discrete link to each teacher, and all the important information is filled in, and then the teacher just gives what they need to provide. So again, a really cool application. It's kind of derivative, bringing in the query formula. It brings in the form pre-filled links. It also brings in a hyperlink feature, and this could really save you a lot of just crunching of information too. So check it out. Thanks for being here for the 9 sessions or the 9 challenges that I had for you, and for attending the SDQ. And I hope that this helps you going forward.